3, 2, 1, and go. Alright, so this time, since we all know what DeathTube is, I'm going to talk about the glitch I found. Not glitch, but thing I found. So the very beginning of the run, we actually changed the text speed to max. So that we can mash through text faster, obviously. If text is not max, every text box that we have to mash through is 2 button presses, where if it's max, it's a single button press. It saves an insignificant amount of time. What I found out just before I did this is that the way the settings go is they go by 50%. Every time I would move right or left, it would go 50% up or down. If I exit out of the menu at 51%, it'll actually set your text speed all the way to max. So I can save frames for free. What is DeathTube? Alright, I'll explain it again. So DeathTube is a glitch that will allow us to take one spirit and turn it into about 96 if I were a TAS. But what DeathTube uses is a thing called the initiative glitch. So anytime Brian is moving in an area, you can get an encounter. Get into encounter, obviously, when Brian's moving. But if you open the spell menu while Brian is moving, he doesn't stop immediately. Instead, he slides a little bit. In that slide, you can get into an encounter. So now we want to have low HP, preferably 1. We want to do the initiative glitch. We want to do it on top of a spirit, wherever we would be able to pick up that spirit. And we also want the enemy that we get into an encounter with be faster than us. If we have all that, I will cast a spell at about a second into the encounter. I will try to run out of the encounter and open the item menu, hopefully having the enemy teleport across the arena, weird side effect of them being faster than you and you casting the spell first. And then I will hopefully die, and then I will use a healing item. After I hear the death audio, the game goes, well, I guess you have control while you're respawning, and you can just mash like crazy. And if you do it all right, you can get up to 96, a maximum. My personal best is 71. It's goofy looking, so just imagine the respawning. Instead of Brian on the ground, I'm standing up, and you go, the sound of like picking up the spirits. It's pretty goofy. So we're gonna set up again low HP. Hopefully I'll get the right encounter this time. That's the right one. Means I can get out the first turn. It is kind of complicated, but it's fairly straightforward if you actually do it a couple times. So something I didn't talk about last time that I get to talk about this time is that the game actually always starts on the same RNG seed. So if I were to able to move perfectly every single time, I could get the exact same encounters every single time. So I knew the first encounter was going to be those hellhounds when I moved correctly. I knew the second encounter was going to be that werehair because I moved correctly. There might be a triple werehair right here. And the next encounter will be a double Hecker Z, I believe, behind us. Or no, just a single one to the side. But the point is, the RNG actually starts the same. And as long as your movement is consistent, your timing is consistent, you can manipulate it up to a point. Except that you have 360 degrees of movement, and if your timing isn't exact, it very quickly goes away. Clearly a pre-recorded run. Well, if it's pre-recorded, we'll actually get a DeathTube first try. God, I would be ecstatic if that was the case. 4, please. Nice. He's gonna leave me with 2 HP, I believe. Yep. 1, 2, or 3. As long as I can die, that's all that matters. One HP is preferable because Parasalt and Bumbershoot have 6 agility and they'll be faster than us for a little while. And the Parasalt does 1 or 2 damage. The 1 HP is very, very, very preferable. Alright, so we're good. Alright, let's see. Also, I appreciate you all in chat. Alright, well that's the encounter we wanted, but I thankfully didn't die this time. So the spinning in circle is chance of getting an encounter.
Yeah, internet's cutting out again, feels bad.
It's It's coming
Actually,
back.
wait, it's fixed itself.
It's coming back.
Fixed it.
What I was about to say
Might
is
run over into a bit, right?
it is really low. I'm sorry, guys. Circle just increases the chance of encounter. The encounter rate starts at a low number and slowly increases until you're guaranteed an encounter. So we're just manipulating that. Yes, the encounters don't happen if I'm close to the wall. There's weird way encounters work in this game. There's just spots you don't get encounters. We're actually going to take advantage of that near the end of the game, where we walk along some walls and don't get encounters at all. Come on, Death Dupe. Give me a Hecker Z! That's all I want, guys. This is garbage. Hey, look! An enemy with initiative glitch in a good spot. See how this path, I have this whole area, except that I'm way faster than them, so that. And unfortunately, I do live in the middle of the woods. But actually, upload isn't the issue, much as there is actually a storm clouds nearby right now. Alright, well, we got the encounter. You know, I wouldn't be that upset if this was the only game I had to play. Quite frankly, I love this game. I don't know if that makes me insane or not, but... Nah. I wish I was trying to clip through the wall. Now, we're gonna do a weird setup to glitch, and hopefully turn this one spirit into a lot of spirits, which would be the Death Dupe. The game is bad because it's unfinished. It had so much potential. It was pre-recorded until I didn't get first try. Yeah, you're right. This is garbage today. Okay, well this is the timing I would use. I'm faster than them, so it's not gonna work. But that's the timing I would use, and then I would run out and use an item. Give me a randomizer, that'd be nice. Garbage for sure. B.O.S.S 64 is the bad games block. Alright. Don't think we're going to get a Death Dupe again, because... Yay. There's 7 different encounters I can get. I can get a single, double, triple wear hair. I can get a single big mouth. I can get a Parasol Bumbershoot. I can get a single Hecker Z or a double Hecker Z. So 2 of 7. one more encounter. And then I will... We're just gonna load save. I'm sorry, guys. Doesn't love anyone. Keep going forever. Ugh. So for the obviously I run this game. There has been an 8-hour stream where I have not gotten a death dupe. So suffice to say, we're gonna use a save. I wish I could guarantee it, but oof. Dang nabbit. This is a speedrun runs of a circle, yeah. Oh my god, you guys. There is a Twitch clip. If someone could swing by my chat and type X. Well, actually, no. You know what? I'll just open my my bot, and I'll get you the thing, because you wouldn't be able to do the command from right now. The bot isn't up. Son of a... Alright, we're loading a save. So, something I neglected to mention because it's not terribly important. The first frame of movement I can get into an encounter, and that's also the same frame I would press the C down to open the spell menu. So I wanted the spell menu open, but unfortunately I didn't get it. So hold on, let me... Where is the one? Nope, not that one. Where's the god dupe? There it is. So I'm just gonna give you the clip of the best dupe I've ever done. There you go. We're totally not wasting time or anything. Fine. That's the best dupe I've ever done. Oh look, we did it again. Okay, so we're gonna try to get the initiative glitch, or the agility glitch again. Hopefully we'll get a wear hair. We probably won't this time because this game is mean. And it hates me. Mostly. I love it. It does not love me. Hey, look at that. The one encounter I didn't want. Alright, so there's not really a good thing, so I'm gonna kill them. Alright, so something I just did there, it's called the victory animation cancel. As you notice, there's no music. All it does is, it's faster than watching the victory animation if you actually do it quickly, is that the music doesn't load back in. God, I wish I could guarantee, hey look, my internet's dying again. Same spot. Please, internet. There it goes, back to green. Back to green, it's fluctuating. Hey look, back to red. This is horrifyingly bad. I'm sorry, guys. But one night I want my internet.
You may just want to reduce. You may want to reduce your bitrate when possible.
I'd have to stop stream, I think, don't I?
Oh, cause slobs and down there.
I can see that actually. Never mind. Here, let's turn it down to 1600. It's gonna look like garbage, but hopefully that'll be a little better. Alright. Whatever. We're walking to the first area, we're doing the agility glitch. We want to get to a certain amount of agility. There's actually an agility route that I'm going to keep up with to try to get to a certain amount of agilities at certain points, because we're going to go out of bounds. And to go out of bounds, I want certain agility there when we get there, but just so you know. Now we're not restarting again. Good God. Much I just want to do a run. Alright, so if you notice I have 40 in water and 30 in earth. This is what I would try to do in a dupe. I'm gonna max water, or get water up to a certain amount first, and then put everything into earth, because water is going to destroy Solvering, who is earth element, surprise, surprise, and earth would not do a whole lot of damage, and we'll have enough time to get earth to 50 before Zells. Something else to note is I'm never going to put it above 48, because the way the levels affect each other, so obviously earths are damaged using avalanche, but the adjacent and opposite spirits actually affect earth's damage, or level, if you will. So every 8 levels of the adjacent elements, water and fire, is like an additional level. So obviously we'll stop at 48. Every 16 is wind, but we're not going to get to wind probably. Hey Rhea, how's it going? I hope everyone's enjoying resetting the game. Alright, so we have 12 agility, which is not preferable, but that's okay. The fastest enemy in here is 16, everything else is 11. As long as we don't get a kobold, which we probably will, that'll happen. So we're going to do the old cloning, which is the exit return cloning, which will give us a max of 6. That's a short version of what cloning used to look like, or still does really, but imagine that for a lot longer. A magical book got stolen, and then we're really good at magic, so we go and beat him up. Oh, I should have actually used that fight. So I forgot, since this is a marathon run, I'm going to do a defense grind. And for that, I am very sorry. Unfortunately, not doing a defense grind is very sketchy. But if you notice, my agility went from 12 to 15 to 19. So our agility is going to skyrocket. We're going to get to about 45. I want to be at 48 by, I actually want to go get this other spirit, I forgot. I want to be at about 48 agility, and this is the other guy, which actually we can kill. Excellent. Oop. I don't want too much agility when I do the defense grind, mostly because I want to actually get hit every single time. So we're gonna get to, oh goodness, it's been so long. 63. We're gonna go to 63. And the way to grind defense is take hits. Every single hit is some experience. So if you need to go to the bathroom or get a drink or take a nap, now's a good time. It'll be about 4 or 5 minutes. Is safe. I was just trying to remember. I mean, it's not about the HP for Solvering. Solvering is maybe going to hit us once. It's about the HP for later on. The real end goal is that I want to be able to survive at least one turn of a pinhead, very, very end game, without the defense route. A pinhead, quite literally at the end of the game in Mammon's world, will do about 160 to 170 damage. We have about 140 or so HP or something. So we get absolutely annihilated by them. But if we do this grind, we should have about 4 or 5 HP. So it's gonna be this grind, it's gonna be another grind a little later in Coal Hazard. Views here is just so I can stay in this encounter longer. So something to note is that my defense is actually going up throughout this encounter. However, the game doesn't actually recalculate your defense until the encounter ends, or you use a spell that affects it, and then once the spell wears off, the game actually recalculates it there. So they won't go to 1 or 2 damage until after 56 HP, because that's when that defense will also level up. So actually we can use it now. This. Alright. I highly suggest playing this game with the knowledge that, not great. Agility glitch will make the game a lot better. As long as you're faster than enemies, you can skip your turn. There's like a solid 2 to 2 seconds window where you can tap A or Z to skip your turn before the encounter fully loads. It's so easy. Agility glitch is so nice too. You can get just an obscene amount of agility. Is there an enemy that hits more often? There are. There's not one for a while, though. So this is the best enemy for quite a while. So if we hadn't done a death cube, we could actually take Solvering, like the old route. We could take Solvering now. Oh, this is taking too long. Alright, so we're going to just stop the defense grind there because they're missing too much. And we're going to do the agility grind all the way through. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, the very beginning of the run, especially for marathon safety, is a bit tedious. This game isn't necessarily obscure. It's definitely bad. I love this game. It is not good. So we're just going to grind agility, and I'm going to try to take every hit I can, but I'm also going to use a spell called Soul Searcher 2. What Soul Searcher 2 is, it hits every enemy in the encounter, because we want MP, and the way MP works, for every enemy that gets hit by a spell, that bit of experience you get. So we used to use Rock Shower, which does damage to every enemy, but it can miss, and you don't get experience if it misses. However, Soul Searcher 2 is a buff/debuff, and buff/debuffs always hit, and then their effect has a secondary check for a hit or miss. So we always get the experience as if the spell hit all enemies. So it's very, very good. And it also doesn't lag, so, you know, that's nice. Alright, we're 34. We're getting there. And so this tree is just a convenient spot to judge about. That battle arena will always be the same spot. This tree is just a very convenient, very, very convenient marker. This game is very, very unfinished, unfortunately. There's also about 4 RPGs that were released JP only. And of course this game misses because, you know, buffs can miss. What a game. Mystical Ninja starring Goemon is a fantastic game. And a fantastic speedrun. I would highly suggest giving that a watch. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I wish this game was finished. 41, 43, 45. We're gonna do one more out, and then we're gonna move on, and we're actually gonna play the game. Somebody said Mystical Ninja is a good game, and let's say it is. Absolutely fantastic game. Speedrun for that is a fun, glitchy mess, rather. Alright, so last agility glitch for this part. We're not really ever going to do that kind of grind again. Alright, so we have 45 agility, which is fantastic. Arguably overkill. We want to have 48 by the time we're at Solvering, and that puts us on par. I want to have 59 at a certain point in Call Hazard, so I can go out of bounds with ease. So now we're just going to take encounters as we go. And everyone's gonna get a little bit of Arsis, that's the word, right? In a little bit when we go up against Solvering, because I'm sure you all remember that Solvering is a garbage boss that hits really, really hard and is just generally unpleasant. Well, yeah, he's a joke now. And I'm gonna kill these guys, because there's a chance that they give me an item. They can give me an item called Celine's Bell that would actually make an out of bounds later a lot easier. Granted, we're doing a defense grind, so it's not as bad, but that's okay. Alright. Gonna grab one more spirit over here, and then we're gonna go beat up a bad guy. The first thief of many. There we go. And we're at 48. Our agility is real good. Something called Death Dupe was supposed to happen. Unfortunately, it is a very fickle glitch, so we had to load a save. But it's a glitch called Death Dupe. Essentially, you take one spirit and turn it into a lot of spirits. Very, very nice. Well, it looks like this. Boop. And that's the best dupe I've ever done, if anyone wants to see it again. Alright. Alright, didn't get a Celine's Bell, that's unfortunate, but that's okay. Alright, Solvering. As you recall, this guy hits really, 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 really hard. But he's really not going to hit hard at all. Ready? He has 200 HP. He's dead. God, that feels so good. Especially when the old route would reset at him, you would be doing about 20 damage at a time, take 10 turns, and you would miss a lot. Now, he dies in, 2 turns. It's a joke. It's great. I love it. My favorite. Solvering gets Solver-wrecked. Alright, so we're gonna grab an agility glitch out here real quick, and then we're gonna dupe. Yeah, you can get both of those chests prior to fighting. The edge around his arena, you will not get into an encounter with him. Alright. 50, we're good on agility. We're gonna do exit return clone to this one. Ooh, nice 5. Always happy for one of those. Wrecked, R-E-K-T, as in get wrecked. We're going to do, you know, we're not gonna do any more defense grind. We're just gonna leave it at that. We'll see how this goes. This is probably gonna go horrible, and we'll absolutely get trolled a couple times and waste 80 minutes. I'm not sorry. Alright. So we're gonna be doing agility glitch and MP grind, and agility glitch and MP grind. Oh, that's fantastic that Escape actually worked. Thank you, Escape. I appreciate you. And I'm gonna generally try to turn the camera away from large groups of enemies so that it doesn't lag when I cast spells. There are certain spots where it doesn't matter what direction you're facing, you're just going to lag. But this one I definitely am going to turn because it's a laggy spot for sure. Death huggers. They can freeze you. They were a bit worse when you didn't have as much agility to get out. Hey look, speak of the devil. But yeah, the amount of agility that we have, especially with the agility right now, it makes getting out of encounters so much nicer. It makes spells hitting bosses so much better. It just, it makes the run so much more just pleasant, really. Alright. And we're making our way downtown, going fast. Hopefully not frozen again. Cool, escape, thank you. We're gonna want to get to 21 MP by Guilty, which shouldn't be hard, especially with that bit of defense grind we did earlier. We're probably a bit ahead on the curve. Fun fact, this enemy very early in the game can drop the best HP item. He has a chance of dropping the Spirit Light, which will give you full HP every single time. And then there's enemies at the end of the game, which will drop Dewdrops, which give you 10 MP, which is garbage. Especially if you play as casually, you'll have way more than like 30 MP. Alright. So normally, after we go across this boat, we would make a quick save to do a death warp after Nepti, but we are very not going to do that. We're going to save because Nepti can be just unpleasant. She is the smallest hitbox of all the bosses. It's just, it's not great. You can get trolled. Alright. And onto the boat, where the trigger is going into a room for no reason, and then going out of the room. Okay, let's go into the room. Hey, look, an empty room. And then we're in East Limeland. Hey, Neuron, thanks for luck. We're gonna zoom out to lag less. Seriously, it lags less there. I'm not going to save there like I normally would. I'm going to zoom back in and turn this way. If you go around the tree that way, it lags less too. I don't have an answer for you. It just lags less. I'm a little bit ahead of myself, Rhea, sorry. Yes, this is West Carmel. East Limeland is after Nepti. Excuse me. Something like that. And there's Heckerzy's older brother, Ghost Hound. Fun fact, any enemy that uses Fireball 2 or 3, if you run perpendicular to them, as long as they're far enough away, the way the Fireball's attack work is they kind of shoot out in a V or a W, kind of like those angles, and if you run perpendicular, they curve out and then back to you, so they tend to miss. Kind of interesting, and very convenient. Alright. Well, actually, I should kill these guys. They can also drop a Celine's Bell. Oh, Silent Flute, which is not a Celine's Bell, but basically does the same thing that we want anyway. Arguably better because the enemy can still move. Celine's Bell holds an enemy in place and they can't attack. Silent Flute, just they can't attack. Yes, we're cheating. I'm a dirty cheater. I'm not playing the way the devs intended. I used a glitch called the Death Dupe which gives you a lot of spirits if done correctly, or at all for that matter. It is an RPG on the N64, I'll give it that. Oh, that's... I should have turned the camera, wasn't paying attention. Alright. Yeah, I'm personally not a big fan of glitchless speedruns. To run, that is. Generally, some of them aren't bad, but for the most part I prefer glitches. But that is solely a personal choice. Although some runs are better glitchless. Dingling, you're welcome to fight me. I love this game. Absolutely love this game. It is not a good game. Alright, we have 57. We are very close to having too much agility. Alright. I'll bring, I don't know. I'll bring a copy of Quest. Game Boy version is more finished. I think this is better than the Game Boy version personally, but that's just because the 2D version of Quest actually has a story. So, for those of you who don't know, there's actually a Game Boy Color version of Quest 64. It is an enhanced demake. It is quite literally the same story, but they actually or quite literally the same game, but they actually gave you a story. It exists, it's real. And it's actually very good. It's actually a complete game, and it's not unpleasant to play. Superman 64 isn't an RPG. This is all RPGs, guys. Ryan's Quest is a speed run, that's for sure. Yes, I completely agree, Wand. Very, very, very good concept. Horrible execution, especially because it's rushed and unfinished. Alright. So this is the enemy we're gonna try not to die to. Thanks. I said I wasn't gonna do this. We're gonna do a little bit. We're gonna get up to 76 or so. But this grind is significantly faster just because the enemy's turn is much faster. As long as he hits me, it's great. Alright. Now we'll beat this guy up, assuming I actually slap him. Oh, I highly suggest a speedrun. It's a fun game. As long as you don't mind resetting a lot. Or being safe and saving a lot. Alright, no enemies in this part. And coming up next, we're gonna go out of bounds. You heard that right. We're gonna go out of bounds. We're gonna use something called the Battle Arena Clip. We are going to create a very, very, very tight corner. We are going to walk into said corner, and the game's gonna go, yeah, I don't like that, and push you out of bounds. Do it, Sloa. All I have to say is I'm sorry. If you're gonna do glitchless, I would highly suggest the Japanese version. The JP version of this game is significantly easier. Like, hugely, hugely, hugely easier. Yeah, so US was released first, JP was released second. They nerfed a lot of things in the JP version. All your stats go up faster, you actually get MP from bosses, you can double attack, there's crits, as some bosses got nerfed. Alright, so this corner over here, right over here, we're going to go out of bounds. And conveniently enough, almost have... Nope, that's not going to be good enough. So I'm going to stand right here. And you can press L to actually turn the camera in battle, and I turned it too much. But right here, look at that, really tight corner. I'm going to walk into the corner, and poof, we're out of bounds. Blink and you miss it. Very quick, easy setup, super convenient. So, out of bounds is only useful for two things. One, we can run directly at the end. Unfortunately, we're on the bottom side of a J for the way this area is shaped. But to get back inbounds, you can only hit cave entrances or cave exits, not doors. So we can't really use out of bounds everywhere. But this is convenient. We're not going to get encounters unless we walk really, really close to the path. Imagine the spray paint tool from Paint, and the shape of this place is a J, and the spray paint tool is slightly larger than that J shape, and you kind of spray it. That's where the encounters are. So we're just going to walk around the entire dungeon, and we're going to be in a green tea soup, because we can walk through space. We are a great wizard. Spirit tamer, really. As I recall, because I remember watching parts of Aiden Chronicles speedrun, you can crash the game just by looking at it wrong. I feel bad about that one. Oof. I actually had looked at the notes recently, and there's a whole section at the bottom. Don't do this, or the game will crash. Don't do this, or the game will crash. That's unfortunate. It's possible for the game to crash if this happens. So yeah, we're just walking past the dungeon. Hey look, there's that legendary vine that everyone remembers. Feels like there should be a boss over here. Just looks like it. Maybe a dragon or something. Yeah, game crashes in Quest 64. There is exactly 2 that we know of. And a third that I've done exactly once where the game just crashed randomly. We're going to do a big agility glitch. I have 59, we're going to have 62. Boop. Counter, agility glitch. Done, very easy. Pulsar 2 for MP. And look at that, we have 62 agility. So the 2 ways to crash this game is to do a corner clip in B.O.S.'s room, or Bingchang's room, or however you say his stupid name. In his room, if he is dead and you go out of bounds, you have soft locked the game. You cannot progress, you cannot exit, you have to restart. If he's still alive, he can kill you and you can be fine. The other way is in the blue maze portion of Blue Cave. If you cast Rock Shower with at least 2, and it doesn't always happen with 2, the game can hard lock with the Skelebats. If you have 3 or 4, it happens pretty much every time. But with 2, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But that straight up hard locks the game. You have to reset the console. It's unfortunate. The best way to describe it. Oh, I didn't realize I had 50 Earth already. Not used to having 50 Earth. I've not had a good Death Dupe in a long, long time. And we're gonna get fence clip right there. Ah, beautiful. Got it. First try. Yeah, this game is not forgiving as a kid. We're gonna do another exit clone here. We're gonna want to get to 19 fire for compression, and that's gonna be for the other style of out of bounds, which is the compression out of bounds. Compression shrinks an enemy and also reduces their attack, which is irrelevant. Rhea, shut up. But the important thing with compression is it shrinks the enemy's model, and you put certain enemies against certain walls, you push them kind of away from the wall so you're wedged between them and a wall, and then when the effect wears off, you get pushed out of bounds. It's super convenient. It's kind of annoying to set up depending on the enemy. We're gonna do it twice in this run. First one is not necessary, the second one is kind of necessary. Bossy boy. He has 3 attacks, a long range, a short range, and a mid range. We're going to try to bait out his mid range every single turn, but I'm bad, so we probably won't. The exit return clone, you can do it on any spirit that you can cast exit or return on. Alright, so magic barrier, not missing, thankfully. We can kill him in 1 turn if we're lucky. We just have to have rocks drop. 1. Alright, 1's not bad. He only has 680 HP. I'm not even gonna bother moving. Gonna drop more rocks. 2. 1 more hit and he's dead. Now I'll dodge. Bonk. And he's dead. Poof goes the Zus. Alright. That's the wrong spell. And we got cloning into fire, and we're gonna go to LARP. For the next thing, we're gonna go out of bounds in the very beginning of Blue Cave and entirely skip Blue Cave because the dungeon is awful. Out of bounds saves a huge amount of time. But the best part about this, removing the water. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go in this room. Well, it turns out that this door is a lever that the really large pool is just a giant toilet that gets flushed by a door. Alright, so we're gonna go out of
Sending you over at you.
Oh, it's back now. Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, you might want to repeat like the last 30 seconds or so.
Oh, okay. So Larapole, there's a trigger to lower the water. It's quite literally a door. You flush Larapole. That's my favorite thing about Larapole. It's a giant toilet. We're gonna go out of bounds here. And there's these 3 dots right here, here, and here that I use as a reference point. And we're gonna get an encounter sometime soon. There we go. And we're gonna go out of bounds on this encounter. Right about here. Use rock that. Is there any reason? Not really. And we're gonna walk out of bounds. Poop. Same idea. Walk into a corner, get pushed out of bounds. Given the choice, I would go to 50, 48, 48, 48. There's no reason to go to 50, 50, 50, 50 if I'm using Earth only, because of the way the elements affect each other. Alright, so we're out of bounds again, and we're gonna walk through a dark blue area, and it's like a two-minute walk. So if you need to go get a drink, yeah, now's a good time. Yeah, but you don't really need the healing. If you're not going to get to every 16 level of wind, then maybe you have to go to 50 water. But there's really no reason to. And I walked a little too close and got the encounter by accident. That's okay. Not the worst thing in the world. Alright, so I'm going to take a specific angle right about there, in about a minute and a half. Yeah, we're gonna end up at the end of Blue Cave. How do the elements affect each other? Okay, so Earth is our damage. We're gonna put it up to 50. Pretty straightforward. For the adjacent elements, water and fire, every 8th level in water or fire is an additional level in Earth. So 48 is pretty much what I want to go to max. Once I get to 48 water, I'm not going to bother going above that unless I have to. But for the opposite spirit, in this case wind, every 16th level is an additional level of Earth. So conveniently, we're going to use water anyway, but conveniently we want to use fire for compression at level 19. So we're going to essentially Earth to 50, water and fire as close to 48, or 48 is preferable. And if we do get them to 48, then we'll start putting stuff into wind. in the off chance that we get enough. So yeah, we're just walking through a dark blue landscape. The way this dungeon is set out is the south west corner is the entrance. Very north and center is the exit. We're walking directly to the exit because Blue Cave sucks, really. And we're gonna get a huge amount of agility. We're gonna end up with about 71. And there are 4 enemies that we can get on the Isle of Skye. There is a Termant, a Thundergel, who have like 32 and 34 agility, one of the two, but either way. There is a Pixie that has 70 agility, and then there is Grangok, the fish stick, who has 75 agility. We do not want to see the fish stick. No fish sticks. Alright, so we're gonna get an encounter here. We're gonna have, boom, 71 agility. Now, say hi to Epona. They are delicious. These ones slap us and are just generally unfriendly. Drop in here. Hey, look, we're on a boat. We're going to grab a healing item, a spirit, and I'm going to save because Nepti could absolutely destroy us. Or we could destroy Nepti. Really could go either way. I'm not used to... I have a full memory card right now for when I was practicing stuff. Not used to that. Usually you can just mash through. This game is bad. Obscure, not so much. Bad, definitely. Alright, so no fish stick, please. Hey, look, we got a fish stick. The one thing I didn't want. Which is unfortunate, but it doesn't really matter in the scheme of things. Because we're gonna have to double dip. So what that means is the agility route, we're gonna have to double dip the end of Blue Cave to get to where the agility we need. If we had got the correct encounter here, we'd be at 75. But we'll just have to double dip the end of Blue Cave, which is fine. Alright. So here's Nepti. He's garbage. He trolls a lot, she's small, just generally an unpleasant fight. I did save. Oh, Rock Shower. So this is where really the end game fight you're gonna see is Magic Barrier, Avalanche. Hope Avalanche hits too, that's actually good. Magic Barrier, Avalanche, Magic Barrier, Avalanche. So fun fact, during that spell, after the first one she casts, you can start casting a spell. It's a... doesn't really do anything of value, it's just cool. Okay, she has 3. I went risky and I got lucky. Use Confusion instead of an item, and she's gonna walk up like a butthead. And we're gonna hope for Magic Barrier to not be garbage. Good, didn't miss. Yeah, this is about what you expect, not a good fight. Don't walk, don't walk. I hate you. Please. Oh, one more hit, she should be dead. We're gonna go for it. Stupid choice. And she's dead. Got lucky. Fun fact, my PB's battle with her is so bad, it is 16 seconds slower than that fight we just had. My PB's fight with Nepti is atrocious. Actually, English is the original version. JP is the second version. Yeah, I don't like pixies, they're super slow. Okay, and since we're not doing the Death Warp, I don't need to actually take damage. Yeah, the JP version of this game is significantly easier. Yeah, this game is incredibly unfinished. Ouch. Alright. So we're gonna have to go in, go out, and then go back in. PAL version has the best name. So for those of you who don't know, each version of the game has a different name. US is Quest 64. JP is Alto Monsters. Alright. And PAL is Holy Magic Century, which is by and far the best name. Just so much better. Alright, so we're doing an agility glitch out here. Great. And then we're gonna go back out. Century, as in 100 years. Alright, go back out, get some more agility. The entire soundtrack for this game is fantastic, which is fortunate. One of the best games for any name, or best names for any game, wow, that was backwards, is actually the JP version of the Game Boy game. So the US release and the PAL release of the Game Boy Quest game, they're both called Quest RPG Brian's Journey. And if I can never remember the JP one, but it's Jack's Adventure. Crap, somebody has to look it up. I don't remember what it is offhand, unfortunately. But it's very, 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 very fantastic, that name. Someone wouldn't mind. JP is worse for doing glitches, correct. Cloning is garbage in the JP version of this for LTL Monsters. Elemental Tail, Jack's Great Adventure. It's actually Demon's Counterattack. Apparently whoever translated that on the wiki page mistranslated. But it's Elemental Tail, Jack's Great Adventure, Demon's Counterattack. What a ridiculous, fantastic name. Yeah, I didn't beat this game as a kid. Are you kidding? I was a dumb kid. Alright. So, Wolf, I bow to your knowledge. I think I maybe beat the first boss once ever. I think the furthest I ever made it was Call Hazard, so I didn't beat this game until I was in college. Alright, so we're going to go into a boat again, and we're going to end up where I said we ended up earlier, East Limeland. And there's the stupid spirit. If I were to go back in there on the right where those boxes are, there is a spirit only in that particular one that you can get. It is the dumbest. There's no indication of it existing. No one says anything. Alright, so we're going to try to go out of bounds here with a compression out of bounds. I want a him, actually. And exactly him. A singular him. The Scarecrow, whose name I was blanking on. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to use this. He can still move. He's not going to move, but he will then. But he doesn't attack now, which is super duper convenient. So I can use compression and have it land the first try, which is fantastically lucky. And I'm going to stand between him and the wall. Like, oh, this is not going to work. We're gonna try this. This probably won't work, but we'll find out. And hopefully when he goes back to size, eventually... Yeah, that wasn't close enough. That's... Alright, compression is... just doesn't land this often, guys. Alright, so you notice how I pushed him away? This is definitely close enough this time. There we go. And I got pushed out of bounds. And if you all remember what I said earlier, we can't actually access doors from out of bounds. The entrance to Barragoon Tunnel is a door. So there's actually this convenient path that you can clip back in bounds right at the door. Just super convenient that it exists where it exists. Oh, and when you're out of bounds, there's some of the out of bounds structures have hitboxes that can raise or lower you. Your guess is as good as mine as to why. But we're gonna grab a quick agility glitch just to keep the... Actually, our agility is more than good, really. We want to have 84 going into this next area. I already have 90, so we're way overkill. The agility doesn't matter past Blue Cave in terms of specific numbers at specific points to a whole lot. There are specific numbers, but the out of bounds don't depend on them anymore. So we're gonna grab counter here, and just leave. We have 91 agility. Good job, Ryu. I envy you. I only beat it with my my older brother's help. I also didn't know as a kid that you know, you recovered MP by moving, so I was stupid. But yeah, well, like I was saying, there's this convenient spot right at the end of this path that clips us back in bounds, just like that. And we're in bounds, and we can hit this door. Easy peasy. Don't have to walk through that clip. You can straight up run into it. As I'm sure some of you remember, the next boss is Shelf. We won't be fighting her. We're just going to skip her entirely. Because fighting her has no effect on the story whatsoever. She doesn't even drop an item. Fargo, on the other hand, does drop an item. But, again, doesn't affect the story. Not required for us to progress. So we're going to skip Fargo too. If this was all spirits, or an older route of any percent, we would actually fight Fargo, and we would fight him from out of bounds. And we would draw him really close to us so he does this close range attack, and he's just standing below us and he can't quite reach us, and we just laugh and drop rocks on him until he dies. The remake on the Game Boy is not bad. It's actually a good game. That was actually like a finished, like they took what this and finished it as well as they could. It's definitely a very, very good game. I would highly suggest that if you have the chance to play it. It's very, very enjoyable. It's definitely just an afternoon romp. You can beat it in probably 5 hours pretty easily. It has cutscenes. Alright, so we're actually going to go out of bounds in this corner. And this is the corner that inspired all the clipping out of bounds, right here. Actually, the one in... there you go. The one in Bigus's room is really where the man Squid the Pig, who found basically all the glitches, discovered it. And then this was the first out of bounds that was really put forth through that clip. Yes, if you aim that right, you can do it really fast every single time. That clip is fantastic. Definitely my favorite out of bounds. Well, unfortunately, Luma, we're gonna skip 2 dungeons. This one, and the next one. Alright, so there's that. There's actually a particular pathing that I'm going to use here so that I can get down to see it. I could run directly to the end, but I can't see it because it's significantly lower than where I am. So right now, I'm going to keep running east. Compass is your friend. Compass is such a good friend for this. I'm going to keep running east until I hit a wall. I'll know that because Brian will kind of zoom in towards the camera. And then I'm going to run northeast, facing the wall, using Brian's dust cloud when he starts running. So wall. Wall, and I know more or less where it is. It's gonna be about here-ish. There it is. And then I'm going to run that way, and then I'm gonna run southeast along the wall. I'm gonna turn eastward, and I should drop down in 3, 2, 1, drop. Ah, just a little too early, but basically right. Is there a glitchless? There are glitchless. The Game Boy Quest RPG Brian's Journey, the speedrun is entirely glitchless. No one has found any glitches of use. There are people who do the glitchless category of this run, of this game, and to them, I'm sorry. I find it a particularly unpleasant run because it is much more luck dependent than this is, to the point where you can just die on any boss, and I find that kind of unpleasant, so I tend not to run it personally, but it is an interesting run for sure. There is a glitchless run, or glitchless category that people run to this. That is the real title, actually, of the Game Boy version in JP. So we're going to do an agility glitch here. Ghost is going to walk up and be a butthead and attack. Hopefully we'll have 21 MP in a hot second. We're probably close to 21. Oh, no, we're not. 37%. Alright. Glitchless is popular now. There's a bunch of runners now. About a year or so ago, it was me and Rhea were the only two runners, really. Alright, so as you recall... Hi, Shelf. Bye, Shelf. We're not gonna fight her. We don't need to. I will never do low percent. I'm sorry. That's just unpleasant. How big are these dungeons? They're fairly big for an N64 game. Too bad. They're, for the most part, kind of straight lines. The early dungeons not as much, but now they definitely are. Alright, 101 agility. We used to end the run with maybe 20 agility. Maybe, on a good day. So we have a significantly larger amount of agility than we used to. And since I have 101, I don't need to do agility glitches anymore, so right now I'm not really going to bother with them. I still need MP, so I am going to use Soul Searcher 2. We're going to head over to Boil Hole. We're going to go out of bounds there. We're going to use the compression out of bounds, and we're going to do it on a magma fish we have not seen yet. They are actually out here, but we haven't seen one yet. Okay. Is this a good game? It's a game that had potential, is the best way to describe it. It's not. It is not a good game. But you can see there's parts here and there that you see and you're like, that would have been really good if they were able to expand on that, like the combat. It's just not all there, you know? Yeah, the battle system's not balanced. Avalanche has the highest base damage of any spell I have access to in the game, and that is for a single rock that Avalanche drops, where Avalanche drops a lot of rocks. So Avalanche is mildly broken. Oops. Whoops. Alright, grab this, and into Boil Hole, and hopefully going out of bounds again. I mean, the game is definitely not good. I love the game, but it's not good. I love it because of nostalgia more than anything else. So I want a magma fish, not a Rocky. Quite not literally the worst enemy I could get. Super, 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 super slow. Just generally garbage. What is my favorite game to speedrun? It's this, actually. Why? Because I love the game? I don't know, man. I legitimately love this game. Alright, so here's finally the enemy I was looking for. I'm gonna try to kill these two. Hopefully not die. Good, didn't die. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm actually going to take a hit. Just replenish my MP, and then do compression again. And thankfully, these guys' AI are incredibly manipulatable. If you're too far away, he moves closer and then uses defense up. If you're really close, he just attacks. So he's in the right distance. I'm gonna use Magic Barrier, hope it doesn't miss. Didn't miss, thankfully. Gonna heal up just in case. Oh, got 21 MP. Convenient timing for that. Alright. This is gonna last up to 6 turns, which, if the game wants to be mean, it will do. And it did. Boom, out of bounds. Easy peasy. Love it. Now, we're gonna do the exact same thing. This dungeon is just an east-ish path. We're gonna run east until we hit a wall. We're gonna drop down. Then we're gonna run by Fargo, say hi to Fargo, and leave. So I have a couple visual cues that you can't really see on stream because it's too dark, but I know where they are on my TV, which I turned the brightness way up. So in a minute and 14 from now, we will get into an encounter. Again, if you need to go get a drink, now's a good time. You have a minute. It is oddly specific. It helps when I know I've done this enough times. I've been running this game since late 2015, and this Out of Bounds has been in the run for quite a while. But there's a spot you always. I'm sorry. Maybe slow down on the adult beverages. Have some water instead. Alright, 14 seconds. And according to my calculations, 4, 3, 2, 1, encounter. That was a little faster. I was a little off. I was about 113, but still. Point remains. Got an encounter, we dropped down our height, and now I can run to the exit with ease. But you can see the exit right up top at the top of the screen, little white thing, and there's Fargo. Hey Fargo, bye Fargo, I'm not even gonna bother with you. We're gonna run directly to the exit and completely ignore him. And thankfully the exit for this has a bit that'll shoot us up. Whenever we get there. There it is. And boom. We are out. Alright. We're gonna grab a couple spirits. Excuse me. And then we're going to make the final walk of destiny. I should put that in fire. Whoops. Oh. This and Brannock Castle are fantastically top-tier music, for sure. I'm partial to Brannock Castle. We're not going to save here because there's another in about 5 seconds. And this, when I said earlier there's weird encounter areas, this is the first time we're actually really going to take advantage of that besides the death tube. We're going to walk along a wall where there are encounters and not get into any. So, no encounters, no encounters, no encounters, because we're along this wall and for whatever reason, no encounters. I don't know. It just doesn't happen. Alright. Do one return clone here. We're going to put this into water. That was a terrible 4, but that's okay. We will end up with 48 from that. One of our last saves right in here. God, I wish we could, Yes, this game is running at 60 hertz. Yeah, so the exit return cloning, you can get a max of 6. The death dupe, you can get 96. Ah, yes, vampire and vampire staff and then attack buff are very, very good, or power staff. So this is another area where there's encounters, but we're just to walk along the wall and not get encounters. That front door, that looks very inviting. Unfortunately, expected, so we're gonna go in the back door. As it turns out, the front door is locked anyway, so back door it is. And I'm not sure if we'll die to a Red Rose Knight, so if there's a Red Rose Knight, we will not be doing an agility glitch, or if I don't see the entire encounter. Alright. In my opinion, best music of the game. Okay, Red Rose Knight, not risking it. He might be able to kill me, I'm not actually sure. And since our MP is already 21, we don't need to bother with any spells, so we're just going to be running from every encounter. So the agility route is entirely for this area. If you have 95 agility, you're faster than the Red Rose Knight and the White Rose Knight. Red Rose Knight has 95 agility, and you don't have to deal with their encounters. It's the entire goal, really. We could theoretically get more agility, but it's just a waste of time at that point. Wind gets no love because wind is not good for speedrun in the N64 version. Wind, however, in the Game Boy version is the speedrun. Use Wind Cutter 3 for a lot of the run, and also Wind Bomb, surprisingly enough, because there's a weird spot where Wind Bomb hits an additional turn. Weird. Guys, just enjoy the music. Should get to hear a bit more of it since we didn't get an encounter there. Encounter. Oh, there it is. That was a surprisingly long amount of time for an encounter there, which I very, very appreciate. There's a Game Boy version. Yes, there is. Quest RPG Brian's Journey, which I actually also speedrun. That one's not glitch. As of current, there are no glitches that are useful. There's a handful of random stuff that's incredibly tedious to activate or not useful at all. Yeah, Brock has Avalanche and Magic Bear, which are both mildly broken. Alright. The big boy himself, Guiltmeister. So something I want to talk about is actually every map with bosses has a kind of cross of lines, and he is standing exactly center, and I'm standing in a spot 4, which will drop rocks more often onto him. So I want to set up the way I'm set up currently. This will make this fight a lot more consistent. 6. He's gonna be like 20 hits, I think. Probably 19, really. 13, 14, 15. Okay. Quest 64 is bad. Absolutely bad. Obscure, not so much. Bad, yes. 16, 17. Oh, that was stupid. I don't know why I just did that. I was not paying attention. Oh, and got the magic barrier. Is this last? No, there's 2 more bosses after this. It was rushed out to actually be out before Ocarina of Time. Alright. 17. Alright, he's dead. Not bad. Faster than my PB. Alright. The true boss was that guy. B.O.S.S is kind of tough. And Mammon is a absolute pushover. So, we use a spell that drops rocks randomly around us. And the final boss is gigantic. The rocks rarely miss. He's quite literally a joke. So as long as we don't get destroyed by pinheads, which we probably will, at least once, we should be good. Ah yes, Nepti. Nepti is pretty garbage for sure. Yeah, the real last boss at any percent nowadays is actually the walk to the last boss, because with the amount of HP we get, pinheads can absolutely kill us, and there's a good chance My Little Ponies, what are they called? Something Rider, Wind Rider or something. They can also kill us. I'm blanking on their names. Alright, more encounters, all that fun stuff. The last save, oh no, second to last save of the game, but actually where the last spirit is in the game as well. Hey Leo, how's it going, bud? Hail Rider, thank you, Rhea, appreciate it. He actually met her father. So, now that we've made it this far, let's talk about the story. The L-Tail book was stolen from the monastery that we are a apprentice spirit tamer. Our dad is a master spirit tamer. The book was stolen. Our father went after the book. He's been gone for a month, and the Grand Abbot decided that we should go after him after we begged a lot as a 10-year-old boy. So we're gonna catch up to Dad in the next room. And then we're just gonna leave Dad. Because Dad sucks. Also, I'm a chest. You clip into this chest for some reason. Also, hi Dad. Bye Dad. You're no longer relevant to the story. Alright. And we get to go talk to the boss man B.O.S.S, who knows he's being... Thanks, Dad. Who knows he's being used by Mammon, but doesn't care. He just wants power. So, we're going to Magic Barrier. Hope we don't die. Great. I mean, Magic Barrier didn't miss, so we're good. And then we're going to throw rocks at him. Not like this. That one is just because we're not close enough to throw Avalanche. He's gonna walk up to us, hopefully. Beautiful. Don't want to be too close to the edge, because if rocks fall off the edge, they stay in the air longer unless rocks spawn. 1... Unsurprising, none. We're gonna need to hit him 9 times. Have I tried hitting him? God. I'm trying my best, guys. Okay. That's not cool. Don't wear off confusion, thank you. Cool. This fight also sucks. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, hey! Rip. Alright, since I actually used items, I have to reset. And that's why we save, boys and girls. That's also why the estimate is 2 hours. Because if everything goes as planned, we will finish the run in about 10 minutes. Spliced run. Yeah, I'm a dirty cheater. Sorry, guys. Alright, Dad, you win. I'll talk to you. Fine. I was being mean before, just ignoring you. So let's hear what you have to say. Just kidding, don't care. See you, nerd. Alright, gotta restart and try to do Death Dupe again. I don't need that healing item, I have several. Alright. Alright. Bogus, how's it going, bud? Ready to actually die this time? Okay. 27. Alright, we're in a different RNG seed. You didn't walk either, so that's good. Okay, so actually he moved a little bit. So he might actually be in a good spot for lining up rocks to drop on him. 2, 3... Yep, he's in a good spot, as long as he doesn't move much. Or, wow, those rocks, if they'd been a step forward, would have destroyed him. Wow, those misses. Yep, they all have lasers for sure. Please, man! I have a lot of agility, I shouldn't be missing, come on! Nice. Little column A, little column B. This is a bad run. Yes, buffs can miss. Ain't it great? I don't remember how much. That was 4. He's at 8, I think. He's a little kid. He just can miss sometimes. And be so hard on him. Oh my goodness, game. He should be dead. Yeah. Alright. We did it! Actually, B.O.S.'s hitbox is exactly the same as Nefty, as I recall. He's just as bad as she is. It's more that there's just not a lot of platform, and if rocks fall off... Excuse me. If rocks fall off... Oh my goodness. If rocks fall off the side, it lags and not as many rocks spawn. So you actually want them to be kind of in the middle of the platform. Ooh, sorry. Alright, Mammon's World. And now we hope for no encounters. Thank you guys. Rock falls, hopefully they die. So there actually are encounters in this spot, but if you walk along the wall, no encounters. It'd be more like Rock Falls DM dies. In this case, hey look, a room that is very unnecessary and very long. There's the end over there. But we're just gonna walk around. So it's gonna be like 6 minutes to get to the end. About. Assuming we don't get any encounters. No, unfortunately they are not. So the gemstone you get from Solvering unlocks the door on the other side that lets us progress. The gemstone you get from Zeus allows us to go and unlock Blue Cave. Well, the Solvering one also unlocks the path to West Karma. Zeus's allows us to get to Blue Cave, and then Nepti's allows us to get to East Limeland. Shilp doesn't drop anything, so she's worthless. Fargo's gemstone only unlocks a path between Dindrum Dries and Call Hazard, which is entirely worthless for us. Yes, the GDQ runs before glitches were known. The age-old time of 2013. Alright, this is the first room I can really get encounters. So if we get a pinhead, then we're gonna have a bad time. This isn't even Dev's first dungeon. This is, we ran out of time, released the game yesterday. These guys probably can't kill me. Yeah, they can. Pinheads can absolutely kill me, so this is going to be a no pinhead, please. I spoke too soon. Well, restart. Oh, he missed! Oh. Thank you, Mr. Pinhead. Box, I use something called the Death Dupe, which is a glitch that allows you to pick up a spirit way more than I should be able to. And also a normal dupe. Who you calling Pinhead? Alright, so we've seen all the enemies except the Spriggan, who is the absolute joke enemy. We'll heal. Yep, no problem. Alright, another room where there are encounters, and we're trying to walk a path that gets us no encounters, but you can still sometimes get the encounter. So this is the spot where we could get an encounter just because the game hates view. Like that. Thankfully. And I'm not going to use any items unless I absolutely have to, because I'd rather just be safe. I can get an encounter here, but that's incredibly rare. So that's, what, 4 encounters now? Alright. Hey, this room looks familiar. It's kind of brighter this time, though. Confusion. If you get hit, you heal as much MP as the damage you take. There's also drain MP. Have we been getting the bread? We have, and unfortunately I just used the bread. Yeah, the final dungeon is a very non-complete mess. Why would they do this? Because they ran out of time and they wanted to release it prior to Ocarina of Time, so they rushed through the rest of the game. It becomes very, very, very linear, unfortunately. It's probably also because I'm turning the camera by holding B. If I wasn't holding B, it'd look like this. Pressing and holding B just gives me something to do. Hi, Epona. The person who imprisoned Mammon 1,000 years ago. Alright, one more room with encounters, which we could still theoretically die, but we don't have to go as far now, thankfully. Hey, it's this room again. Yes, but this Epona existed before Ocarina of Time, so... I don't know. Alright. Here's Mammon. So here we find out Shannon's actually works for Mammon as a bad guy and then sends us to go fight Mammon, who is the Tick. But if you guys are familiar with the Tick, look at Mammon's face and tell me it's not the Tick, because it is. It's totally the Tick. Giant purple space alien with the face of the Tick. No, Epona's a good guy. Oh no, Shannon. Shannon's actually a bad guy. She's kind of neutral. She's a puppet that Mammon controls. She just is. The Tick got even bigger and buffer. And purple. And got wings. Alright, so we're at least 8. At least 12, probably way more than 12. You can only see 4 hits. You can hear more than 4 hits, but I'm not really listening. Oh, that's nice. Thanks, game. So you can actually dodge 2 of the attacks, but neither of his attacks are going to do enough damage to kill me, so this is the one you can't dodge. It'd be hilarious if I died. And entirely unsurprising. Time will be in just a moment when he explodes. He's probably got one more hit. He's at 16. At the bare minimum, he's at 16. He's probably closer to 20. The time is explosion. He's dead. Boom, time. So even with all that, even with the reset that we did earlier, that was probably a 154 run. That tells you how much time I put in there for safety. We did it, and this is all you get.
Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with the way this run can go. We didn't even get that bad of luck, other than, like, Bogus was kind of bad. We lost once to him, but, like, Guilty's the real bad one. If you die to him, it's like a 5-minute walk to get back to him. Yep. GG.
GG.
Thank you all, guys. This is all you get to find out, is that you're a young magician and you did it. And something about balance in nature. This is in Ancient Island. Yes, that was the final boss. Your guess is as good as mine.
This is normally where I would say we have coming up, but yeah. That's it.
Is Palmer gonna swing in and say his final words?
We're gonna be on a separate scene, so let the credits play.
Oh, okay.
Might as well let the full credits play. If we're closing on it.
That's fair.
Beautiful thing about being the closer.
Yeah, right? Thank you all for being here.
Actually never had the honor myself to open or close a marathon. Maybe one day.
This is the first for me, man. But thank you, Palmer, for organizing this. Thank you, George, and everyone else who basically ran the marathon. Thank you all for watching it. I hope you all enjoyed this weekend of horrible voice acting, arguably playable games, and just unknown games. Appreciate you all being here. I hope you all had an excellent weekend. I hope you all have an excellent week.
Half of the game.
Sorry. I'm done.
like half of the games that were ran at this marathon, I checked out the leaderboards for most of them. Like half of them were so obscure that the marathon runner was the only runner.
Yeah, I can believe that. I'm hopeful for the next bad and obscure marathon that I will have a secret game prepared that is... It's legendarily bad, if you've played it or seen it. There's a handful of people that know what it is. Please don't say what it is. And I'm sure Palmer, if I told him, would groan. But it's a game. It's not good. It is not Lux Pain. That is not one I'm familiar with either. Do It Now? It hasn't been routed yet. I'm pretty sure I'm one of like 4 people that have played the game.
Better not be Dragon Rage, my dude.
But hey, Palma.
Like that.
What's going on, guys? Well done being my man. You killed it.
Dude.
Is the game screen gonna go back to normal, or is it gonna stay like with the right and left prop there? Right and bottom.
It'll stay like that. I'm not doing Parasite Eve, Palmer. I'll play it with you if you come visit.
Interesting. Tempting offer.
Or at the end, right here. It'll actually stay. I think it stays on the end screen. If not, it goes right back to the main screen.
The credits look better than the game, man.
Yeah, they
This chat
do.
has been terrific.
Yeah, you guys in chat have been
Oh, yeah.
fantastic. Yeah, it does go back to the main screen. Fun fact, there is a new game plus for this. All it does is it saves your settings for the volume or the text speed. So if I were to start a new game, my text speed would be max. Saves valuable second. And actually the RNG is different too. I found that out recently. I never really tried to do it. There, I'll show you guys. Yep. Just the settings. That's
Oh,
already
this is
such a
just the
max.
intro, I didn't even realize. I thought it
Yeah.
was still the credits.
We're done. That's it. That's the only thing that's there. Text speed is there.
And there's a separate category.
Well, there is a New Game Plus category that I meaningly created where I start with max stats. But that was when any percent was a lot worse. And that was my way of giving this game, or telling this game to remember its place. Turn it off forever.
But yeah, I guess we'll be heading to the end scene. We'll finish it off with some closing words by Palmer, and maybe Slower if Slower wants to join. And anything else you want to say?
Thank you all for watching. I love you guys.
What's up?